Okay. So this is some clips of Datro Fofana, the new striker that Chelsea have been linked with. So I'm just gonna go through like 2.5 minutes of clips and just show some of the interesting things that he does and some of the things that I really, really like out of young strikers that I think make him pretty well suited to the next level. So first clip, he's very, very dribbly. Very dribbly. He's a really good ball carrier and he's very good 1v1. Um, but especially when he has space to go in transition, very, very good ball carrier. Um, his decision making to use passes and stuff like this one or try and create something over here or whatever isn't the best. Isn't the best, but he's very good going 1v1. So here he works it, he ends up getting an okay shot. It's fine. It's a nice moment from a young player. What I love here is the recognition of how important to get across the front post is, right? A lot of players are just going to make this run straight. Okay. They're going to make it to this space here. But what Fofana does a really good job here is he gets across this center back, right? He's already ahead of him to goal. He's definitely quicker. But the difference between getting here and getting here is the difference between getting a shot off or not. And so what we'll see is, right, again, now he's past his player, getting here guarantees himself the shot. Okay, if he sits back, this player probably cuts this ball out, gets across the near post, tries a cool flick, gets blocked by the defender. Fine, it happens. But the recognition that he has to get across this near post space is really, really good attacker play. Okay, and then another one to recognize for his movement, he's very, very decent at getting in behind, right? So Molde play with two up top almost all the time. And so what you see a lot of is you'll see the ball side striker will attract the center back. They'll make a movement to feet, it'll pull, and Fofana will be able to make this run between the center backs all the time. So he makes the run between the center backs, rounds the keeper, gets blocked, no problems. But again, if we look at the timing of the movement, right, soon as this center back gets attracted and space is there to go, he is gone. He's got pretty good hold up and strength too, so he's able to manage those moments pretty well. But he does a good job there. Okay, here's another one. Again, this one he gets behind. What I like about this one, again, like I said, he's pretty dribbly. Like this is quite a bit of box nuance for somebody this young. Like a lot of players try and roll out of here, but this is pretty clever movement. He does a really, really good job just to work the space to shoot. Again, it's a really nice goal. Okay. Here is a really nice moment of his ability to just create shots for himself, right? So here he gets stuck, he pins the center back. Again, like this is pretty good hold up play, stud touch to give himself separation. And then he uses this runner really, really well to shift it onto his left foot. He creates the separation because this player makes the run. Again, if we just watch, right? This player has no reason to lay off until he uses this run. Boom, chop. Good to work the space. Really, really nice. Here's another one. He gets 1v1 with the center back here. And again, he's got runners on the far side. We'll talk about that after, but he does a very, very good job of beating to the inside. And then watch his body to get past this player. Boom. Just wins the space really, really well. Puts it wide. Now, what I really like about this clip is I want you to watch his reaction after he misses. Okay, he misses. And he's upset that he didn't clock the square, which is such a good habit for young strikers, right? If we're talking from an XG basis, this sort of finish, it's like a semi 1v1 from the angle. It's probably like a 20% chance at a goal. maybe you can complete the square 50% of the time, and it's an 80% chance at a goal. So you're talking 40% chance at a goal total. Okay, so recognizing this is such good values in a young striker. So this is more some connection stuff that he does quite well. So again, you see the same thing where you have the two strikers, one shows feet in an open space and behind. And this is just like a really nice layoff. Again, recognizing that instead of just dribbling out to the corner flag. But again, that same movement is on show if we're talking about striker shows off the front, goes straight into the space behind. Really good combo play stuff. If you think about Kai Havertz, there's some really interesting dovetailing there. And again, there's just some like pretty mature hold up stuff from a player so young. Like shows in, gives an out ball, creates space. Again, doesn't seem like much, but he's dropped the opposition's line like 20 yards and they're building much higher now. And little things like that matter a lot. Here's a transition one, right? So this one, you see he gets to be a bit of a runner again. He carries really, really well here. I think he wins a penalty off the back of this. Yeah, he wins a pen. And then here's one where he gets to be the link man. And so I really like this one because watch how patient he is when he turns. Right? So a lot of players here would let this run across their body and just try and take the 1v1. But he does a really good job. And this is pretty late in the game, to be fair. I think this is in like injury time in a 2-1 game. But he does a really good job of just slowing up and waiting for the runners to join, but not slowing up enough that the move is dead. Okay, to be very clear. So he's keeping the pace, but he's letting runners join. And now they've got speed. Again, he gets a little bit lucky with the pass coming off, whatever. But it's a nice turn. It's a nice movement. It's probably the right choice of pass. Now, on the defensive side of things, which those of you who follow me on Twitter will know that I'm a sicko for defensive stuff. He has some really, really good defensive habits. Okay, so here he tries to hold the ball up, but watch his reaction when he loses the ball. Right away, can I counter press? Can I hunt? Can I win the ball back? Again, it doesn't seem like much, right? But we've seen enough strikers over the years. They lose the ball, they stay there. This player turns, they get out. Instead, he's been able to force backwards, apply pressure on the next ball. Mulder able to set up their block, and this ends up them winning the ball high, and they're able to start their possession stuff again. Here's more of like an organized blocky moment. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is another counter pressing moment. My bad. But then when he wins it back, again, his counter pressing habits are quite good. Quite good. Here's a more blocky moment. Again, he does a good job of at least putting enough pressure on the 6 as they swing that it's not super easy. And when he turns it out of pressure, he applies enough pressure that they can win, and then he's the transition out as a ball carrier. Okay, and now this one is one that I love because this one is just like attention to detail and responsibility, right? How many times do we see Molde have 5-3? They've got 8 players behind the ball, 9 and 10, someone involved. But you have the linking player. A lot of times this striker is going to be at half, not doing anything. And again, he just clocks, oh, the passing lane, the switch is on. I'm just going to do a little bit of work to force them to go around the long way. And this is all it is. It's just it's a 5-yard, 7-yard sprint to just force that this player now has to go back instead of probing the other way. Keeps them there. Again, he doesn't win the ball. He doesn't foul, nothing crazy. But it's just a little bit to deny, force them to switch the long way, and to keep them where they are. Okay, another one starts a transition running moment, loses it, boom, straight back into counter pressing. And instead of that turnover being, oh, we've just sprinted to turn them over, and now they're coming back the other way, it's we've lost the ball, but we've pinned them in the corner flagging and set up our press. Okay, so that is David Datro Fofana. Some interesting stuff for sure.